Oh, we're back. Hello, and welcome back to the Fly High Podcast. I'm your host, Reese Hammond, joined here with my co-host, who definitely wants to be here today, Evan Larson.
There you go. Yep. Yeah, it's me.
We're here. It is Tuesday. Evan's got a big game today. Big game, regional quarterfinal against the Riverdale Chieftains. The Riverdale Chieftains. You know, history would tell you that the Chiefs, they win a lot. So you guys better win. You know, like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, I thought, okay, never mind.
For those of you who know some history, General Custer was defeated by some Chiefs.
Yeah, until they brought out a machine gun and that was history.
Well, that was like the 1700s, so there probably wasn't any machine guns.
No, Custer got a hold of one and that was over.
But yeah. So big lot of stuff going on. Wanted to congratulate the wrestlers. Congratulations to Nathan Blaschke on making it to state. Congratulations to Carson Bassett and Dalton Wolf on placing 5th. Congrats to Silo Zanzanhavovich. Wait, how do you say it?
I'm going to read the first line.
Zanzavich.
Yep.
Placing 3rd. Oh, Gatling gun. And congrats to Tristan Stell on becoming a 3-time state champion. Congrats, Tristan. McCook girls, their season is over now, but they played well this year. They lost to New Glarus in the regional quarterfinal.
Pretty solid.
So.
And they had one senior, so still a young core, and they might do better.
You might see some stuff here in the future. Keep an eye out for Fenimore girls basketball. So besides Team State, which is coming up this weekend, you guys are like the last sport standing. So you guys gotta go the distance, and I like where we're at.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be able to see this, but I'll be posting on Friday. So assuming that they win here tonight, they will be playing Cuba City on Friday in Cuba City. So make sure to go out, support the Fenimore Golden Eagles as they take on the Cuba City. They're the Cubans, right? But what is a Cuban?
No idea.
Like, we've talked about this before. It's not. I feel like the cigar is kind of like, not necessarily school appropriate, and
it's.
I don't know. So yeah, that's what's going on in high school sports. And Evan and I have been talking for a little while. We have something that we wanted to discuss here on the podcast. We've just been waiting. We've been getting some time to prepare. Has to do with the moon landing.
I saw a thing which.
It's very convincing.
It's just Neil Armstrong. It's this old news recording. Well, not news. I don't know. I don't know who the guy is.
You're muted.
Oh shoot. Wait, now I'm muted.
No, you're not.
No, I was before. I don't know what happened. Anyways, there's this old clip of this guy. I don't know if it's not news. I don't know. It's just some reporter.
But
walks up to Neil Armstrong with a Bible and just says, "Hey Neil, just put your hand on the Bible here and swear to me that you and your team went to the moon and we're on the moon." And yeah, and Neil would not do it. Refused to. Didn't say why, but he's like, "I'm not doing that." And Neil Armstrong, I'm assuming, is a religious man. So, yeah, definitely. And then I was also looking in the comments, and then I did some other for the research. There has been accounts of Neil and then another guy saying it didn't actually happen, which I don't know if that's fully true.
That's all speculation right there. So take that with a grain of salt.
But yeah.
The only thing I could think is when I watched the video, Evan had sent it to me, and he was like, "You're an idiot," and I was like,
"No, I didn't say that."
Well, it was something along
I just said I think I have another thing to start chasing.
So, based on what Neil Armstrong had said during this clip, he made it sound like he definitely didn't like this person that was talking to him, and he made it sound like there's a lot of people that don't like this person. So maybe it's just like one of those things where you don't want to give him like any bit of information, any attention. So
the guy did seem he did go about it a little
aggressive
and rudely. Yeah. I will admit, but Just to get them out of your face, just do it.
I never saw the space. I mean, I can't confirm nor deny that the space moon.
But it's just weird because at the time we didn't even have like computers. Like the only computer we had was that giant one NASA had. That was like took up a whole office floor. That was the only like working.
There's a lot of video there that's pretty convincing though. That would definitely be hard to fake. I feel
Oh
like.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying I believe it, but I'm just saying like I'm just trying to think of what could disprove. You know what I mean? Like I'm just playing a little devil's advocate.
Yeah. So you, the viewer out there, now it's your turn to decide. You know, what do you think?
I don't know. We need to do more research on it, Reese.
We will.
But one thing I do not need to do research on, it's just common sense, is
we're gonna get into this.
You know it's so dumb. It's so I can't believe you disagree with me.
I don't disagree with you. I don't know what side I'm on yet. You, believe it or not, you are on the hot take side. There was I would say 2/3 of the sports people out there are saying that's harder to do what Shohei Ohtani does. You are on the side of the hot take.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I think you're talking.
No, I'm talking about something else. Not that one.
What are you talking about?
You and I have disagreed on this for a long time, since middle school.
Does that have to do with JFK?
No, because JFK's gotten proven.
Is it 9/11?
No, not 9/11.
Oh, it's aliens, isn't it?
No, not aliens.
It's not. What is it?
It has to do with health.
Oh, there being a cure for cancer.
There is one. And
where is it? Show it to me.
Reese, that's the whole point. They aren't going to say they do.
My thing with the whole cure for cancer is there's a lot of.
It's like the guy with the water-powered car. You ever read up on that?
I do know about that story.
He freaking dies.
Yeah, I understand.
And then, no autopsy report. It's clearly the guy got poisoned because whoever was the witness there said he took a drink of whatever, and then right before he dies, he's like, they poisoned me, and he freaking dies. And you know why? Because obviously, if you make a water-powered car, then people don't have to pay for gas, and then all these big oil companies can't make any more money, and that's where the government makes a lot of freaking money is with oil business.
Do you know how?
Or that's how the economy runs.
Yeah. Do you like you know how many like famous important people though have died to cancer?
Yeah, but they can't do it at all costs. It's all population control and money.
I don't know.
At all costs, you can't do it.
Like, I think
it's one of those accepted things. It's like death. It's accepted.
There's you can't convince me that Toby Keith, you know, like he should be alive right now if there's a cure for cancer.
He should be, but there's not because of population control.
I don't know.
And money.
I mean, if all these planes keep crashing, well, actually, that's something I want to touch on a little bit too.
Yeah,
something I've
I don't
noticed.
know what's up with the planes. That might be population control.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just release the cure for cancer and keep crashing here.
No, let's not do that.
There was something I was looking at.
Because, if anything, that's costing them more money because they got to pay for planes and probably there's... Well, how does that work? Is there, like, liability or whatever you want to
I'm
call
sure
it?
it's like the companies have to pay the things and whatnot, like the plane companies.
But there's got to be some agreement to where you're willing to take the risk, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like a little waiver thing.
No, everybody gets fully counted. Like,
oh, really?
Okay, for example, Delta Airlines.
Like restitution or
you know the one that flipped over and nobody died?
Yeah.
Everybody on that flight got paid $30,000. So,
dang.
But there is one thing I've noticed, and I don't know why it is, but I've noticed that I have literally seen like almost every single plane crash on the news right now. Like since beginning of January, you're seeing all of them a lot.
It's ever since that Black Hawk helicopter. It's kind of just.
But you agree that like you've seen a lot more on the news. There was more than double the amount of plane incidents at this time last year. I looked at it.
And they're just showing more now.
They're showing more now, and I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
I could understand, you know, like
it might just
incidences
and
coverages,
because that's the only thing that's because obviously right now sports are at a minimum and.
But what I'm seeing, like, I don't know if it's maybe because like there has been like 2 fatal plane crashes, and you know, like those ones always make the news. But I feel like I'm seeing like a lot more like minute ones.
Yeah, just the. Well, even they showed the one where, well, I guess, well, I don't know. I'm not complaining, but like they showed the one where nothing happened at all. But those, like, did you hear? There's a plane landing and one on the runway, and like.
Oh, and they almost collided.
Yeah, they almost collided. Yeah.
We see, like, I'll even
that's
pull up the stat.
impressive. Those two pilots or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, just saved a lot of lives.
Yeah, you
so.
saved everyone. You probably, and it was like a 737, I think, too. So it's a big plane with hundreds of people on it. 2 of them, I think.
Here, okay. So, and I won't lie. I was in Arizona a couple weeks ago, and I was a little bit scared. I don't really enjoy flying.
Which
as
this
it is.
also did happen in 2016, not 2016, 2019. Because I remember going to the Bahamas, and before leaving, there was a bunch of. That was when the 737s, their autopilots were like malfunctioning and causing crashes. It was something like that. I don't know. But that was the last, like, epidemic I've seen of this was in 2019.
Where can I find this? This is on this app. Wasn't as bad then, though.
Yeah.
Where's this at? I can't find the exact app, but I was on the FAA, which is the Federal Aviation Administration. And they have them classified as aviation accidents and incidents. So how many has there been? I want.
Yeah, look at numbers. See if there's. Well, this year we're only 2 months or 3 months into the year, so you should see what the last, or just do monthly.
Maybe this is it. So let's just go January of 2024. Let's look at that real quick. We'll look at just this one. I'll show. There is a total of, right there it says 92 results, and this is
92 accidents.
This is from January 2021, or January 1st, 2024, or January 31st of 2024. Right there, 92 incidents.
That was this year?
That was of last year.
Last year.
Now of this year in January, we had 73.
Yeah. Oh,
So
it's a little less. Yeah.
A little bit less.
So yeah, why is it getting more coverage? Yeah, that doesn't.
It's weird.
Yeah, that is a little strange.
108 last year.
I'm trying to think of what other
2024 in
big
February.
news happened though last year. Really nothing.
And only 69 in February this year. So something's going on that we're just all of a sudden covering all these planes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Because it sure does seem like there's a lot more.
we could come up with our own conspiracy theory here.
Before you showing me and telling me that, I thought for sure there's more crashes this year than what would have been.
And I did too, and I don't think that it's a good thing either that all these there is the big crash. There has been those 2 really big crashes this year.
They haven't been good. People
But we're also giving a lot of publicity to these minor ones.
Yeah.
And I was scared to death when I do not enjoy flying now. It's going to cause, airline flying to go down a little bit. Not a lot, but it's going to cause it to go down. And it's going to scare people like me out of flying.
I'm pretty sure the statistic is you have a higher chance of dying on your way to the airport than actually
something like
in
that.
the plane. Something like that.
And I hate turbulence. Oh my gosh, it is the worst.
Oh, we had, we went to the Bahamas. There was like storms around Miami, and then we flew up from Miami, and they're like, yeah, turbulence will be pretty bad, but we'll be fine. The turbulence, I'm not kidding, one was so bad, we probably dropped like a couple thousand feet. Like, it was like, because you go down, you know what I mean? But this down felt like a solid 5 seconds. I wonder how much altitude we actually lost.
I don't.
And we were in a smaller plane too, because it was just a smaller charter to the Bahamas where we were going. So the plane was more like, well, it's not like bigger ones do better in turbulence than little ones.
Well, and when I was younger, I was always under the impression that like if a plane is going to crash, you're just going to fall straight down, and that was like a huge fear of mine. I didn't understand that like if a plane's going down, it's going to glide. It's going to glide down. So like a huge fear of mine was just dropping straight out of the air, just plane dead stop straight down. But another fear, like, and I know it's not gonna happen. Like, there's a very little chance it happens. You know how scary it'd be for like, watching those or the wings shake a little bit and just thinking like, what if one of those came off?
One of my mom's uncle. Well, so yeah, my great uncle. He like is an engineer for planes, and he said the wings on a plane can actually, you can like. They can fold up and touch the top and be just fine.
Oh,
but
really?
it's when they fold down, that's when they're more like susceptible to breaking. Because he said you can take equipment and fold up the wings to where they literally touch. He said you'll be fine. You can still fly the plane, setting it back down. But he said it's when it goes like down is when they break.
Yeah. So, then I've had two, like, they're not bad flight experiences, but, like, I'm a person that, like, you know, what can go wrong will go wrong. And so we're sitting there at the Dallas airport a couple of years ago, and the pilot just goes, "We'll be just a slight delay, folks. We're finishing up some maintenance real quick." And then we were there for, like, another 45 minutes.
Maintenance thing takes forever. It's terrible.
And then on this flight, when we were going from Madison to Phoenix a couple weeks ago, it was just sit tight here, folks. We gotta get the engines up to speed so we can apply some new engine oil or something like that. And that took an hour. I'm just sitting there, you know, it was not fun. But you know, you need to fly. It's something you probably gotta do. So
Yeah.
But Phoenix was really fun there and back. Got to see, went out to spring training, met a lot of cool Brewers athletes.
Did you fly over the Grand Canyon?
I don't think
My
so.
parents,
I think I got a middle seat
flew
both
over
times.
At one time, they were going to California on their one
Cool
trip.
thing that happened here. I'll show the viewers.
My mom
So
showed me.
flight back. This is cool. On my flight back, I was sitting in my
Did you
seat.
know it was him right away?
I knew, like, I was like, this guy looks familiar, and he
Yeah.
had the Badgers
Oh.
coat on, or Badgers backpack
Here,
on.
yeah.
And so I'm sitting in the middle seat, and there's a seat to my right, the window seat that's still open. And a guy comes in, 6'7", 6'8" feet tall.
You didn't
Really,
even have like the extra length seats.
no.
No. Oh, geez.
And he comes and sits down and asks if, you know, he's like, that's my seat. And I go, yeah, sure. And I look over, I'm like, is that Tucker Ashcraft? And I did a little bit of looking just to make sure. Like, I went on his Instagram and just did, like, photo matching, essentially. And I was like,
Wait, like when he was right next to you?
yeah. And I was like, holy crap, that's Tucker Ashcraft. And I didn't say anything right away, but on the flight, he had poked me on the shoulder and was like, hey, you mind if I turn the light on real quick? I was like, yeah, I don't care. I was like, dude, can I ask you a question? He goes, yeah. I go, are you Tucker Ashcraft? And then he goes, yeah. I go, dude, that's sick. And so I talked football with Tucker Ashcraft for a little while, Badgers tight end.
Did you talk about Fickle re-signing? No?
We did not. No, I figured he.
Discuss Fickle.
I figured he kind of likes Fickle, considering he's still on the team.
For what?
This just in, the Jets released Devontae Adams. They're going to give up a third-round pick on October, apparently. Or an October trade. Oh,
Jeez.
does that mean... Oh, that means the Raiders get their pick back. So there it is, me and Tucker Ashcraft, Badgers tight end. Also cool thing, I was out at spring training. Got to take a picture with Pat Murphy, Brewers coach. That was one of my highlights of my vacation. It was real fun. It was a real good time. So, yeah.
Did you tell my parents you met him?
Tucker Ashcraft or Pat Murphy? I don't
Ashcraft.
think so. I might have. I don't remember. I think I told him about Pat Murphy though. Me and Swiss were getting chopped by Leslie. She should start an Instagram page.
No. No, she does not need to.
Why not?
No.
You get a little bit of side bread.
My mom doesn't even let people pay half the time.
Well, maybe she'll let the big corporations pay her. You know, it's kind of like
Big corporation?
yeah,
What do you mean?
Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you know she gets a following on social media. Chopped by Les. I'll be your video editor. I'll edit all the videos for her. And first step is getting above Chopped by Wyatt Lisk, and then right there it's just you take off. You start getting famous people, and you know you start doing some cool stuff. Maybe people start flying her out to cut their hair.
Yeah, flying out celebrities or whatever.
Leslie, if you're watching, we can be business partners. We could figure this out.
So you're not going to college, Reese?
No, I'll just do it on the side.
Oh.
Yeah. there is another thing that me and Evan, we haven't really talked about too much besides our initial conversation about it. And I'm not 100% on either side yet because I think that Travis Hunter has a lot to prove still. You know, he's not in the NFL yet.
Yeah, I want to see him play.
So my argument here, and Evan believes, so the argument is that Travis Hunter said the other day that he believes him being a two-way in the NFL, so playing both offense and defense, is harder than Shohei Ohtani pitching and hitting in the MLB. And I see both sides of it. On like one hand, being a cornerback is one of the hardest things to do in all sports.
It's the hardest thing in all.
It is not as hard as hitting a baseball.
I'm saying in football.
Oh, in football, yeah, that's the
position.
hardest thing. Wide receiver, it's it's not super hard.
DB is because you start at such a disadvantage because you can only run backwards and they get to run.
No, and I'm not disagreeing with that. And I think that maybe I can't even say that because there's a lot of mentality in baseball, but like knowledge-wise, you have to be able to know both everything on the field for defense and everything on the field for offense.
You gotta know
that is if Travis Hunter ends up playing two ways.
I don't think they'll let him.
Now where I'm at with Shohei Ohtani is, I would say like if Shohei Ohtani was a mid hitter and a mid pitcher, like wasn't that good? You know, whatever Travis Hunter does is. He'd be there. But Travis Hunter is the best hitter in the MLB and a top 15 pitcher in the MLB when he pitches. Obviously, he was injured last year, so he couldn't pitch. So that's like my argument there. But like I said, Travis Hunter, there's a lot more, not necessarily thinking, but retaining knowledge.
If Travis
that comes
Hunter does bad, does that mean the NFL is harder? Because
I think if Travis Hunter does bad, I don't think it's because the NFL is harder. I think it's because being a two-way and it'll probably be like too much for him essentially. I think
too hard.
To truly be a good, but how many two-ways are in the MLB? We were looking at this yesterday at work. There has been like, and we're looking for good. Like I'm not talking like a two-way that 70 overall in Madden or something like that. I'm talking like a two-way that is elite. And there has been a lot more elite two-way athletes in the NFL than there has been in the MLB.
Wait, what two-way athletes?
I can't remember their names, but they're all like 90s guys here.
Like, Deion never did, obviously.
One sec.
I thought... I don't know. But also...
Deion Sanders... Oh, wait. Yeah.
But the issue is with... Wait, what positions did Deion play?
I think he played some wide receiver.
But... For what? A season?
Yeah, played cornerback and wide receiver. Devin Hester was a two-way. William Perry, defensive tackle, two-way.
Baseball kind of limits players like Ohtani because of whatever you can't pitch and hit and whatever. Or do they get rid of that?
No, you can do that.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a rule at one point though?
What, you can't pitch and hit?
Yeah, in what league? Not in the NFL.
Oh, there was an American League. There was a DH. There's a universal DH now, but you can still like choose to not have one, essentially.
But I don't know, cause like baseball, it's like the whole point is to play two positions, though. You know what I mean?
Not really. Not in the MLB. Or are you just talking like fielding and hitting? Like, is that the...
Yeah, like every position does both sides on baseball.
Okay, no, I see that. Now, what about Shohei Ohtani, who last year was an outfielder and a hitter, and then also a pitcher? That's three. So, I mean, it's tough because...
But then, like...
when he's not pitching, he's hitting.
But you can... Yeah, no, I know what you mean. But, like... But then, if you're going to make that argument, then you can say, like, I don't know, like, Carlos Gomez, he can play the infield, he can play the outfield, and he could play first base, second base, and then the outfield. Like, that's three positions he could play.
Yeah, but he's not elite that's what I'm saying. Okay, like, he's an elite pitcher. Yeah. And part of the reason, and I will give, like, the reason you don't see two-way football players is because coaching staffs don't want it Because if this
Well,
is
your
a, this
longevity is
is
gonna
this is
suck.
yeah this is a legitimate statistic. If you play a certain amount of snaps, there is a 100% chance in the NFL that you will have some kind of major injury. 100% chance. Coaches and players or coaches aren't going to want Travis Hunter, who is an elite cornerback and an elite.
200%.
Yeah, he's going to injure himself.
Yeah, you're gonna get hurt.
You're going to get injured a lot easier. And Travis Hunter is a very good athlete.
Yeah.
But they're not going to want
I don't
to
know.
lose
It's
him.
hard. Football.
No, it's a hard debate. I think.
Too brutal to. Because I don't know. Yeah.
But I see both sides of it too, because I think when I played football, I won't lie. I know Coach Yonke watches this, but I never understood what was happening on defense. I never understood the calls, the blitzes, or anything like that. I was an offensive player, so I understand that part's hard.
Yeah.
But I also understand that it's hard to pitch, and hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do in all of sports.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, we'll leave it up to you guys. I really don't have an opinion either way.
Yeah, I don't either. It's hard because yeah.
I'm glad I was able to convince you a little bit, because this morning when we talked.
Well, yeah, it's good to have discussion. I don't know. I just wanted you to have one side, me at the other, 'cause it's fun.
Well, it's tough for me to have it, because I mean, we both love sports. It's tough for me to pick a side there, because I mean, I
don't know. It's just it's hard.
I think right now,
because what you're and then on top of it, like your average NFL career is 8 years, and you're done.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do also think that I did not like Shohei Ohtani's contract when the Dodgers gave it to him, because they gave him $700 million knowing that they weren't going to be able to use all of his capabilities. That made no sense to me, this past year and whatnot. And I think that this injury that Ohtani had is a major arm injury.
And it's all to Japan, so he gets zero tax.
No tax on it. I know that this injury that Ohtani had is a major injury, and I think he's going to try and pitch this year. There's a chance that he doesn't pitch anymore. I think it was worse than that,
really?
I want to say.
Oh.
He's had Tommy John before.
Oh.
So I think that there's a legitimate chance that Shohei Ohtani, after this season, does not pitch anymore, and then you can revisit the conversation maybe. But I think as of right now, Travis Hunter hasn't proved himself in the NFL yet, and Shohei Ohtani is elite at both.
My guess is they won't let him.
Yeah, I don't think they will either.
Which that's why I think so many people did in the 90s, just because the skill and just football's better than what it was then. Mm-hmm. I think it's just evolution.
The only way I see him playing two ways is if he gets drafted to a horrible team.
Oh yeah, and
they're gonna try and sell tickets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Bigger market.
They're gonna get more publicity.
Pull a Brownie James.
Yeah, we have a 2-15 record, but hey, guess what? Our cornerback also plays wide receiver.
And yeah, and he was a Heisman winner.
Yeah. So, we might get into a little bit more of the draft come next week. We did want to quickly touch on Badgers lost to MSU. I'm upset about it. I'm mad at Steven Crowell. Even though he played well, he missed the open dunk to tie the game.
Tanji didn't.
Tanji laid a little bit of an egg.
Blackwell didn't do amazing either. I don't know.
We need Klesmet.
Klesmet actually is a good piece to the team, which I never realized that. But to be honest, before the game, I was like, I honestly think we're better off without him. But after the game, I was like,
yeah. Winter hit a nice 3 at the beginning of the game that I watched. That was good.
Winter played solid. He does what he does. He's not going to score the ball, but he's a little past.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what's his face? Who's number 35? Another white guy. It's an O. It's
Ilver.
Ilver. Ilver, not, yeah. He wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
Janicki had some solid minutes, too. Janicki's getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't really stand Janicki at the beginning of the year, but now I actually like him. He's getting better.
But that's going to do it for us today on this episode of the Fly Podcast. Thank you guys for watching very much. Evan, you want to give him a little screech real quick?